this is during all of our generation, we realized there was a new type of infrastructure. And this new infrastructure was very conceptual, very hard to understand. And this infrastructure called information. This information infrastructure, the first time it was described, made no sense to anybody. But we now realized it is the internet. And every internet is everywhere. And everything is connected to it. Well, there's a new infrastructure now. This new infrastructure is built on top of the first two. And this new infrastructure is an infrastructure of intelligence. I know that right now, when we say there's an intelligence infrastructure, it makes no sense. But I promise you, in 10 years' time, you will look back and you will realize that AI has now integrated into everything. And in fact, we need AI everywhere. In every region, every industry, every country, every company, all needs AI. AI has now part of infrastructure. And this infrastructure, just like the internet, just like electricity, needs factories. And these factories that are essentially AI factories are now part of a country's infrastructure, which is the reason why you see me running around the world talking to heads of states, because they all want to have AI factories. They all want AI to be part of their infrastructure. They want AI to be a growth manufacturing industry. And this is just the beginning. And then there's 20 more being planned. 20 more AI factories and several that are gigafactories. In total, in just 2 years. As I mentioned earlier, the world has a severe shortage of labor. And the reason why humanoid robotics is so important is because it is the only form of robot that can be deployed almost anywhere brownfield. It doesn't have to be greenfield. It could fit into the world we created. It could do the tasks that we made for ourselves. We engineered the world for ourselves, and now we could create a robot that fit into that world to help us. Now, the amazing thing about human robotics is not just the fact that if it worked, it could be quite versatile. It is likely the only robot that is likely to work. And the reason for that is because technology needs scale. Most of the robotic systems we've had so far are too low volume. And those low volume systems will never achieve the technology scale to get the flywheel going far enough, fast enough, so that we're willing to dedicate enough technology into it to make it better. But humanoid robot, it is likely to be the next multi-trillion-dollar industry. And the technology innovation is incredibly fast. And the consumption of computing and data centers, enormous. But this is one of those applications that needs 3 computers. One computer is an AI for learning. One computer is a simulation engine where the AI can learn how to be a robot in a virtual environment, and then also the deployment of it. Everything that moves will be robotic.
Cleo, everything that moves will be robotic someday, and it will be soon. You know, the idea that we'll be pushing around a lawnmower is already kind of silly. You know, maybe people do it because it's fun, but there's no need to. And every car is going to be robotic. Humanoid robots, the technology necessary to make it possible is just around the corner. And so everything that moves will be robotic. And they'll learn how to be a robot in Omniverse Cosmos, and will generate all these physically plausible futures, and the robots will learn from them, and then they'll come into the physical world, and you know it's exactly the same. A future where you're just surrounded by.
英伟达 CEO 黄仁勋在最近的一次采访中透露了他每天使用的4种 AI 工具。
I use ChatGPT a lot. I use Gemini Pro, and I use Perplexity. And these 3 AIs are excellent. And recently I've been using Grok as well. These are excellent AIs. And each one of them has their slightly different style. And depending on what I want to do, I go to the right person. Just like depending on what I need to have done, I go to the right member of my management team. The best recommendation is Engage AI right now. I use AI to do research every day. I describe a fairly, complicated research to go do. And my AI goes off and reads a whole bunch of research papers, studies a whole bunch of websites, and does all kinds of reading. And it comes back and generates this report for me that's really elegant and really simple to understand. But the important thing is, it didn't just generate for me a PDF. It actually learned all those subjects. So now it's an expert in maybe quantum physics. Maybe it's an expert in digital biology. Maybe it's an expert, in sustainable energy. It's incredible. It comes back not just producing a research, but now this is an expert that I can talk to all the time. And I can interact with it because it's done a lot of research. And so for the humanities students, the life sciences students, you now have the world's best tool to advance your knowledge, to interact with, to dialogue, to brainstorm, to do research with. It's an incredible tool. Engage it right away.
One of the world's largest chemical fiber producer. You wear for today quite cool.
Well, thank you.
But if I look at the material that you're wearing,
Oh, here comes the criticism.
it is not up to date. So I would like to put a jacket on you that is temperature adjusted, climate adjusted, and all the functional adjustment.
Sir, don't let what I do for a living confuse you with how modern I am. Every shirt I have in my closet is the same. Every pair of pants in my closet is the same. And every pair of shoes in my closet is the same. My wife picked it out. She picked it out so it doesn't make me itch. Because everything makes me itch. And so I can only wear non-tech material. Please make the most advanced clothing you can. Just please make it out of cotton.
I should put a jacket
And if
on
the
you.
temperature does not adjust, so be it. I like it. I like it. A robotic jacket. A robotic jacket.
All
I
these-
like it.
all these
Just
elements.
make sure my wife
And-
approves.
皮衣到西装，英伟达的中国故事正在改写。英伟达首席执行官黄仁勋最近坦言，4年前，英伟达在中国的市场份额高达95%，如今只有50%。这话听着，老黄真的是很焦虑啊。黄仁勋自己也说了，中国 AI 市场规模未来3年将达500亿美元。对英伟达而言，失去中国市场半壁江山是一个不小的打击。值得注意的是，黄仁勋说的是算力卡，而不是游戏卡。算力卡也就是 AI 芯片，在英伟达财报中占比约88%到90%，是绝对核心。而游戏卡占比不到9%，那谁在挑战英伟达呢？黄仁勋就说，剩下的都是中国技术。如果没有英伟达，他们也会使用很多本土技术。其中，华为升腾是外界最关注的选手。目前据说已经有很多实验室在用升腾了。英伟达 A800能干的事，升腾芯片也可以干，而且更重要的是完全自主可控。实验室企业不用再担心调试2个月突然被锁芯片的尴尬。所以，如果放开华为以及国产 GPU 4小龙进一步突破，以及叠加台积电代工支持，那英伟达现在占有率可能连10%都不到了。如今中国企业自主方案正从能用向好用进化，你觉得英伟达的中国市场份额还会继续萎缩？
Huawei's technology, based on our best understanding at the moment, and we have a lot of ground truth there, is probably comparable to an H200. And so they've been moving quite fast, and they've also offered this new system called Cloud Matrix. That scales up to even a larger system than our latest generation Grace Blackwell. And so Huawei, as you know, is a formidable technology company, and they're not sitting still, and they look for ways.
What is your secret to the secret?
你的秘密，你的维持健康的秘密。
多看美女。
多看美女。
小红书